Okay, welcome back to the shop. So if you're paying attention to the channel last week, we played around with making up a 1/2 inch extended reach ratchet, which was a fun little project that we did here. But we want to take a look at also a legit 3/8 ratchet. And the 1/4 inch extended reach ratchet. All three of them are very handy tools to have in the shop, and we want to take a look at some first impressions of them, how they're made, what they look like, and maybe see how some sockets fit on them, all that kind of stuff. So let's start out with the 1/4 inch here. It has a nice, it's got a pretty nice sized little head on it here. It's not too bulky. It does have, I believe the drive body is the same between well, two different models, as we know from last week. This 1/2 inch one it's a 3/8 one. So I believe between the two, the drive bodies are the same. Looks like the extension piece here, same length. They just have a different head pinned on here. Everything looks really nicely made on these. The one thing with the 1/4 inch is this seems a little loose on here. I might try and bend this a little bit so that I don't have the flopping around. Make it more tight like the two 3/8 ones we got were. So this, that aside, I guess some guys, this is the failure mode of these things. Just has this little roll pin in here, and if you hook that on something by accident or whatever, you can accidentally break the tool. So I do believe that's one of the weaker points on these. The locking mechanism itself, though, pretty affirmative and not super easy to knock off by accident. So if you want that locked, you can have it locked, and you have to get in there and definitely get it purposely. So that's nice. It's not something that you can easily bump by accident. So the head itself there, you can see that's held together with a snap ring, like we saw last week on the conversion to 1/2 inch. Looks pretty nice. I think it'd be pretty durable. It's much more beefy than the first iteration of these ratchets were that Milwaukee made quite some time ago. And I think it should have pretty good, service life to it. We'll just take a look here with one of these magnetic tip Sunex tools sockets. They fit on there nicely, and this is a good example of something that you'd want the extended reach for. You're getting into a hard to reach, crappy, dingy spot there. You have a magnetic socket here now, and you can hold your fastener and get back in somewhere and get it started. So I mean, that's kind of some of the advantage that you get with the versatility of some of these tools then, is getting that reach. So that should take care of a quick look at the 1/4 inch one. The 3/8, we saw something similar to the 3/8 last week, because we took a 3/8 apart and made it a 1/2. Same thing here. This particular one from the factory, everything's tighter. Lock, same deal, exact same deal. Nice lock there. And then here you can see that the 3/8 head is indeed beefier than the 1/4 inch head, which you would expect to see. And that the I do believe this extension piece is similar, if not the same. I'd have to compare part numbers, which we won't get into in this video. But everything else looks great on here. Example, let's see how a 3/8 socket fits on there. We'll go with one of the stubby 3/8 Allen Hex sockets there. And here's another example of what a good one would be. You're using these stubby hexes for terminating, or you're doing something in a tight spot. there's always fasteners in hard to reach tight spots. So in order to get that reach, and the Allens, once you get them in place, they hold on very well. So if you can get it back in there and get your Allen in and set, you're not going to, it's not going to go flying off on you like some crazy Phillips tip or something like that. This is another good example of that. It will hold everything together well for you with the extended reach. So there we go. We got a quick look at the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch that we threw together last week. In the slideshow of last week's video, we were joking around with the, we were saying how you don't want to go and throw the 1.5-inch socket on it and just start reefing on it as hard as you can. And there's some truth to that, but really the handiness of something like this, if you're working on stuff and what have you, the ability to throw the 1.5-inch on it and spin stuff on and off with that fastener size, just run it up and down to get it close to tight, and then use the proper tools to tighten it, or use the proper tools to break the fastener free and use this to run the nut or bolt out. This is a great option, and to have the extended reach, to get further into the engine bay or whatever, this is a great option. But you got to recognize this is a very large socket for something this size, and you could definitely do some damage. So all joking aside, you'd want to take that into consideration. And as we covered in last week's video, by doing this conversion to make this a 1/2-inch ratchet, we avoided any warranties we ever had on this tool, and we know that going into it, which is okay. We want the versatility of having the 1/2-inch socket here, or ratchet here at my shop. That's the way I look at it. Everybody else can look at it differently, but that's the way we look at it. So there we go. 3 different size extended tip Milwaukee ratchets. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.